The difference between believing in God and knowing God, and the difference between having a friend group and a family that believes in God or knows God. The difference between believing in God and knowing God is the belief is before you know He's real. Before you have your own personal spiritual connection to God of how real He is and how you and Him work together to make your life. Him doesn't really mean Him. I'm gonna just say Him because whatever. Now knowing God is after you had that what I would call a spiritual awakening. You had the confirmation to know that He's real. He, she, it, you. Because really, what I've learned is that it's you. That's why I say, yeah, it's through you, but it's a higher power than you. Because obviously, right now, if you tell yourself, "Oh, give me $100," you're not just gonna get $100 unless you deserve it, some type of karmic, run around and you find $100 because you deserve it or whatever. But yeah, so when you are a person who turns from believing in God to actually knowing in God, your life changes very drastically because you can't be around people anymore who only believe in God, or maybe not even believe in God, because believing in God and not showing the actions of knowing God, that is still putting you in the same boat as every other sinner who doesn't know God. You don't know God. You believe in God, but you do not know God. You haven't sat down and made that personal connection. You haven't sat down, meditated, or like written out. Honestly, it's meditation, no matter how you do it. Whether you're a scriber and you write stuff, you listen and you meditate and listen, or if you meditate and visualize, like mostly it's meditation. Because your connection to God is through your soul. So to get in touch with God, you got to get in touch with your soul. You can't hide shit from yourself. Yeah, I'm spiritual. I'm not a Christian. I don't identify with no religion because I think all religions have things that are right. And I think that really what was mixed up throughout all of these years was the language. The language that people was using, the words that people use to describe their experiences. That's the only difference that I see in every religion. Every religion is talking about the same thing: a higher source, a higher power, getting in tune with yourself, being a good person, all of that kind of stuff. It's really the same thing. Also, their customs a little bit different too, but that's just personal for people. That's just personal. That's why it's important to be around people who know God versus believing in God. And that don't mean go to a church because they know God. No, just because they go to church don't mean they know God. No, they need to have a personal connection. And more than likely, 9 times out of 10, somebody who know God not finna spend all their time in church, because somebody who know God, they got a purpose in life. They've been called and they woke up and they got something to do in this world, because God gave us this world to be us.